Mini episode 1075 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Welcome to FDH Lounge mini episode 1075. I'm FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with our Week 15 preview for the 2018 NFL season. Last week we went 6-10, bringing us to 94, 103-8 on the season. We went 1-2 on the Big Three and 1-0 on the lock, making us 21-21 and 7-7 on those respectively. On Thursday we get one of the best games of the year when the Chargers come to KC getting 4. We look for the string of Thursday night favorite covers to end here. On Saturday afternoon, if the Texans are miserably cold at the Meadowlands, all they have to do is stare across the field at the Jets and see how things could be way worse. They're laying 6.5 to them. Bad news for New York. Houston got their letdown out of the way last week, and it won't happen again. On Saturday night, the Browns will be fighting the demons of 30 years past at Mile High, getting 2.5 down from 4. Unfortunately, he said as a lifelong Cleveland sports fan, the misery continues here because the good guys won't be able to stop the run. Here's a game that's going to set back the game of football 50 years. The Raiders come to Paul Brown getting the cliche field goal. With a miserable defense and no quarterback, the home team makes no sense here. In their early 2000s Super Bowl seasons, the Bucs and Ravens had two of the best defenses of all time. Tampa's is pretty pathetic now, Baltimore's is pretty good now, and that's why they're laying 9 up from 8.5 at home. Look for the Bucs to generate enough offense to at least get in the back door. Both of these teams are squarely in the playoff hunt. It's Dallas at Indy, with the home team laying the cliche field goal. The Colts have done very well in the Dome for most of the season, and that informs the pick here. Two garbage Rust Belt teams meet in Buffalo when the Lions come in getting 1 in a game that fittingly started as a pick'em. Look for the Bills' spiral to continue in this game. The league's oldest rivalry flares up again at Soldier Field when the temporarily revived Packers come in getting 5. On a short week off their biggest win in years, Chicago won't cover the back door here. In a battle of teams who lost Super Bowls in the first 2 years of this millennium, the Titans come to the Meadowlands to face the G-Men in a pick'em game that started with the cliche home -3. Against inconsistent Tennessee, the Giants continue their recent roll here. Two irrelevant teams whose franchises start with the letter A battle in the ATL when the Cardinals invade, getting 10.5 up from 10. For lack of another rationale, we'll go against Arizona in a 1 p.m. Eastern game. The most one-sided rivalry this side of Globetrotters v. Generals flares again when the Pats come to Pittsburgh, laying 2.5 in a game that opened at pick. The Steelers have a way of rising up in surprising spots after they've choked away some games, which fits this spot perfectly. Is it last year's champs against this year's champs? It could be. So much for Carson Wentz getting a better outcome in the LA Coliseum than he got last year when his team gets 2 touchdowns up from 9.5 from the Rams on Sunday night. In his absence, the Eagles will get put out of their misery once and for all. This looked like a battle for the NFC South title back at the outset of November. Boy, does that seem like a long time ago. The Saints come to Carolina on Monday night laying a touchdown. Things are not going to get any better for the Panthers here. Now here's the Big Three. The Vikings will be out to avenge their loss in Super Bowl VIII, laying 9, down from 9.5. Miami has consistently gotten exposed on the road this year, and they will again here. Both of these teams thought they'd have higher hopes in December, but both of them were wrong. It's the Redskins at Jacksonville getting 9, up from 8.5. Given the Jags' putrid offense, this is a why ask why pick as we select them to cover. Now for the 1,000-star gold-plated lock of the millennium for NFL Week 15. RIP to this once great rivalry. It's the Seahawks coming to Levi, laying 3.5 down from 5.5. This is a borderline why ask why with the line so low, but we'll take Seattle anyway. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.
As we bring the show to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all Clear Channel affiliates, TNT, TBS, USA, UPN, Deadspin.com, YouTube.com, YTMND.com, MySpace.com, various blogs, Fox News, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, IamBoard.com, Billboard.com, Google.com, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN Classic, NBA TV, NFL Network, Sports Time Ohio, Athlon Magazine, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, The Boomerang Channel, QVC, BET, The Spice Channel, Steno Notebooks, Manwich, Papermate Office Supplies, waitresses, strippers, bartenders, garbage men, janitors, microwave popcorn, the writers of The Office, Scrubs, Entourage, My Name is Earl, Oz, Metalocalypse and the Boondocks, Aquafina, and the Periodic Table of Elements.